Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another Amazon Live webinar. So my name is Liang here. I'm going to do some sound check. All right, I'm going to first type on the chat just to make sure all of you can hear me. All right, so I am showing my slides now, and then I'm also talking right now. So if you cannot see the slides, all right, please try to reconnect to the platform. All right, so I just type it into the chat. I hope everybody can hear me okay. All right, so if you cannot see or cannot hear, let me know into the question box, okay? It looks fine on my end. The audio looks to be okay. So if I'm unclear or if you cannot see the slide, appreciate you to try to reconnect back to the platform, all right? All right, a very warm welcome again. Good afternoon, good day, wherever you are. Now today, this is regarding introduction to fulfillment by Amazon, and then especially, so I'm gonna cover the update regarding the fee. All right, so there's going to be some changes regarding the fee in the coming months. All right, so I'm going to start right now. And once again, my name is Sri Liang. I am the trainer here from the Amazon Seller Education team located in the Singapore office. So very happy to see a lot of you join from the other region of the world, like Singapore, Philippines, etc. So thank you very much for joining. All right, now before that, I just want to share that we do have a QR code. Right over there, there's a lot of resources. And then also I have my own seller education broadcast Telegram channel. So if you're not in that, you might want to join, because sometimes if there are certain questions that I may not be able to address on time before we end, then I might post the response in that chat as well. All right, and then if you want to speak to other sellers, there is also a seller community Telegram that you can post your questions, and also Facebook community as well for the Singapore seller as well as the Philippine sellers. Right, quick introduction of the team. So what you're attending now is the Amazon Live webinar, where you get to interact live with the presenter like myself, and sometimes I also get external partners, external speakers to join in the session as well to share their insights. So, another initiative that we have is the Amazon Seller University, which is also part of the seller education team, whereby you get access to all the learning materials that you can find on the online Seller Central website. All right, so over there you get to see a lot of like short videos and then PDF guides to help you along with your selling journey on Amazon. So you can find it under the Learn Navigations in Seller Central under the Learn, go to Seller University. So the recording, the session will be recorded, and then I'll usually share it on the same day before the day ends, if possible. Right, so if you miss out anything, don't worry, just go back to watch the recordings. All right, so if you have any question, let us know in the question box at the side there. So I extracted the questions that was left by you during the registration. Now, if I miss it out because you just registered, or if you have more questions, just let me know in the question box. All right, so always refer back to the online resources like Seller University, Seller Central Help for the most updated information. If you're watching this down the road a couple of months, all right. Okay, these are some important notices. You might want to take a quick read on this. Yeah. Okay, so this is what I'm going to cover today. All right, so I did a similar session in, I think, the first week of January. All right, so I will skip certain parts that I will advise you to watch the previous recording, but I will touch more on the fee updates. Or very quickly, just a short, I would say a short intro on what is cross-border fulfillment. Right, basically it means international logistics. All right, so it entails, having your shipment, or rather the process for transporting goods from one country to another country, either by land, sea, or air, and then ultimately reaches your customers in the local or in the destination country that your product is being sold to, right? So this diagram basically illustrates, the different parts or different touch point that your inventory will go through until it eventually reaches your customers. All right, so unlike selling like in domestic in your own country, you can see in the earlier screen that to sell cross border to another country actually takes a little bit more what I call it, a little bit more process in terms of the making sure your product reaches your customers. Right. So over here we do have a couple of cross-border fulfillment methods. Right. The first one is what we call the fulfillment by Amazon, which is the session that you're attending today. All right. So the other one, which is fulfilled by seller, we also call it self-ship or domestic self-fulfillment, or sometimes you may hear things like MFN, FBM, right? So essentially all that means it is the seller who is fulfilling the order to the customers. All right, so I believe most of you here are residing in the Asia, and then you are going to sell to customers that is probably in the US, right? So doing domestic, not say domestic, but doing your self-shipping might be a little bit more challenging, consider that we don't actually stay there. But of course, if you have your own logistic partner, etc., that can do that for you, that is also possible, right? If not, I would say that most seller would actually benefit more by using FBA, fulfillment by Amazon, the top one, right? So whereby you can either, first of all, either use Amazon Global Logistics, right, to help you ship your product from your supplier or your factory, or wherever they are, to the Amazon fulfillment center in the US, right? Or you can use your third party, your own logistic partner as well. So once they reach the FBA US fulfillment warehouse or fulfillment center, your inventory will be there. So in the situation where your customers actually bought your product, the team there will handle the pick, pack, and ship and deliver the products to your customers. Right. So basically, FBA helps you to manage your last mile delivery right to your customers' doorsteps. All right. So this is what I mentioned. So when your product is sold using FBA, Amazon will pick, pack, and then ship the order to your customers. All right. And then additionally, Amazon also provide like basic customer service for inquiries regarding your product, as well as the returns. Right. So you as a seller can save your own manpower and resources to focus on the other things that matters more for your business. All right, so these are just a snapshot of all the stores across that have FBA that you can use to sell your products to. Again, so this is just to give you an idea. All right, the orange portion is the first mile logistic. You can either use your own provider, or you can use Amazon Global Logistics services as well. And then the blue color part is where FBA comes in. So some of the key benefits, faster shipping, right? So across the 50 states in the US, most of the states, customers can get 1 to 2 day free prime shipping by using, if you're using FBA to fulfill your products, right? And again, the customer service that I mentioned. All right. So it also helps to increase product discovery and the chance of higher conversion, because a lot of the customers, they might be Prime members there, and then they will want to take advantage of their Prime membership, and then they'll filter for products that can offer them fast and quick shipping, right? And also additionally, there are some discounts that I'm going to share later as well. So you might be wondering, what are the different charges, right, to use FBA? Now there are two charges mainly. The storage fee, all right, is based on the per cubic foot per month. All right, and then the other one is the fulfillment fee. All right, so every item that's fulfilled using FBA, there will be a fulfillment fee based on the size and the weight of each item. Right. So additionally, there are other services that FBA service provide, like labeling, packaging, etc. But these are optional. There will be additional costs to that. All right, so you don't necessarily need to use that if your supplier can actually provide those services in a more cost-effective manner for you. So to guide you, or you simply want to get a better understanding, we do have what we call the FBA revenue calculator. Right, you can do a search in Seller Central, or you can even do a Google search to search for this calculator. You don't need access to Seller Central, and you can also use this calculator to help you do a comparison between using your own shipping partner versus using FBA to fulfill your products. Right, you can also look at what are the potential fee that you might incur given how much you price your product depending on the different category of products. Right, so this gives you a sense of the comparison whether or not it makes sense for you to use FBA. So again, I would say put some buffer into this calculator when you do your calculation. All right, so its data is as good as what you put in there. Right, so always put in some buffer. You might not know what could be the other additional costs that you might incur, things like running ads or your offline promotions, etc. Right. All right, so if we have time later in the end, I may do a demo on this, but I would say that after this session, I will encourage all of you to go and use the revenue calculator to play around to get a sense of how what are the fees that could potentially incur for the products that you want to sell on Amazon. Or last but not least, once you are decided that you're going to do FBA, we also have a very detailed guide to guide you on how you can pack the items, right, etc. That is provided that you are going to pack it yourself, right? But in most scenario, seller will actually engage a supplier who is familiar with how FBA works, all right, and then you could actually get them to do all these for you, making sure that they know how to pack the items correctly for FBA purposes. So you may not need to worry about that. All right, now if you're going to pack the items yourself and ship it to the US fulfillment center yourself, then you need to know how you should pack your individual item, etc. So this is a guide for you. All right, I'm going to talk about the discount. Right, so under the new seller incentive, all right, if you're a professional seller and you begin selling in last year, after 1st of the March 2023, you will be eligible for the new seller incentive. Right, so along with the incentive, there are some other incentive. These are the snapshot. There's obviously a whole lot more I won't be able to cover here, but you can see that there are promotions, discounts to help new sellers to get started, to kickstart their selling journey. Things over here like you get $200 credits for buying. So buying is like a review programs. So you can get real reviews from the voices. So they are the buy reviewers to give reputable or actual reviews about your products. All right. So when you are starting out new, you have a review, you actually get more confidence for your buyer to purchase your product. So it's a very good I would say program to utilize on, and then we do have credits for you to leverage on that, just for example. And then if you're going to run any coupons for a start, we do have $50 in credits for you to run your coupons promotions. So part of the new seller incentive comes with the FBA new selection. All right. So as part of this so-called incentive, so there are FBA credits, for you to launch your new product easier. So that will help you reduce some of your initial investments and also help you to expand your product opportunities. All right, so some of the benefits I will share in the next slides. Okay, so these are some benefits that you could use. Right, you might get 4 months of free storage or 6 months of free removals, etc., depending on the product group that you are selling your products on. Right, so all these, there is even a dashboard, so you can find out how much benefits that you have actually utilized already. So once you get access to your Seller Central, you also get access to the FBA new selection dashboards, right? So over there, you can see clearly, you are enrolled in the FBA new selection program, and then you get what are the ASINs that is part of this program and what are the credit usage, etc. over there, so you know exactly how you are benefiting from the new seller incentive. which is the FBA new selection. Right, so last year, around August, we actually launched this what we call the low price FBA rates. Right, so this kind of replaced the previous FBA small light program that we have. Right, so what this is based on certain product dimensions. Right, product that is priced under $10 USD will automatically receive what we call the low price FBA rates that has the same delivery speed as the standard FBA. Right, and then the rates are actually 77 cents lesser than the standard FBA rates. Right, and then all other benefits are the same. Your customer will still get free shipping for prime customers, right, and standard shipping for non-prime customers. Right, so there's actually a table, right? I won't go through each and every one. So in the Seller Central, you will be able to see the table according to what is your size tier of the product you're selling, right, and then what is the fee for the low price FBA fees. So something to take note when you're using FBA to fulfill your product, all right, there are certain periods that the US fulfillment center won't be able to receive multiple products, all right, typically during April 16 to April 14. This is the only period that you can send in multiple products, all right. So if you have multiple products that is at the fulfillment center from April 15 to October 15, it will be unfulfillable, and then you might need to dispose it with a fee. So do always make sure to check, whether your product is considered the multiple products, and then make sure that you are aware of the dates that you don't send in those products, right? All right, so these products are usually those heat-sensitive products like chocolate, gummies, or jelly, wax-based kind of products. All right. All right, so there's a section regarding FBA inventory management, but I've actually covered it in the previous webinar, so you can rewatch that so that I have time to cover the fee updates. All right, so to find the playback link, you can scan the QR code, and then if you scroll down, there's a part whereby you can watch playback. So that is where our official YouTube playlist is, where all the webinar I run will be recorded there. You can watch that part with a timestamp there. You can go right straight to the inventory management timestamp. All right, then I'm going to cover something new, which is the fee updates. All right, so the first one, right, there are some updates to the referral fee, right? So it's actually already effective since 15 Jan, right? So these are the updates regarding the fee. If you're selling in the apparel category, so there is now a lower referral fee. All right, so from the 70% to 5% referral fee for the product that is priced lower than $15. I do know that because this is, we are looking at selling into the US dollar, so every currency mentioned here is referring to the US dollars. All right. So if you miss out a part, it's fine because all these is actually in the Seller Central help already regarding the fee. Right. All right. Second one regarding the FBA new selection program. Right. So effective 1st of March this year, now there is added incentive for you for new products. Right, you can look over here. So for non-branded, non-standard size product, what are the new benefits? Right, there is a storage, liquidation and rebates benefit, 50 units per parent product for up to 120 days. Right, so previously it was only 30 units, so you get now extra 20 units. Right, and then of course their eligibility. So you got to make sure that your IPI score is 300 or higher. All right, previously the eligibility, the IPI score was 400. So that was also changed so that more seller will be eligible as well for these benefits. Right. All right, so the other one for non-branded standard size item, right, again, there's an increase from the existing 90 days up to the 120 days. right? The rebates. Right, the next update is the Vine program. All right, so this one, like I mentioned, so this Vine program allows sellers to invite the voices, the trusted reviewer, to write reviews of your product to help other customer make informed decisions. All right, so previously it's only a fixed $200, I believe, to enroll in it. All right, so right now there's a different table you can see here. For 1 to 2 units enrolled, there's actually no enrollment fee. Right, so if you have 3 to 10 units, you need to pay a $75 enrollment fee and so on. All right, so the fee will be charged once per parent ASIN, depending on the number of units enrolled. All right. So this is already effective last year if you're not aware of. So, if you're new, this is something you can take into account as well to get quality reviews for your products. All right, so regarding storage and order fulfillment fee update, all right, this is something new as well. All right, so I will cover regarding the FBA inbound placement service fee and the fee applied to low stock inventory. All right, so again, this will be effective in March 01st. All right, these are the costs for allocating standard and large bulky size product to fulfillment center. Right, I'll just zoom in a little bit. All right. Okay. All right, this actually helps you to have a more efficient distribution, right? To optimize the delivery of goods to warehouse with optimal warehouse distributions. All right. So what is premium service, right? You can send your inventory to a single receive center or fulfillment center. All right, and then Amazon will spread the inventory across the fulfillment network on your behalf. All right, for a fee. Now the fee may vary by inbound location, with higher fees for shipments sent to location in the west versus other part of the country. All right. So discounted service is if you are able to send your inventory to multiple location yourself for a reduced fee or no fee. Right. So the discount will have several factors such as the number of shipments and inbound location you send your inventory to. Right. Right. Do know that this inbound placement service fee does not apply to the extra large size product. Right. Okay, so the next one is what we call the low inventory level fee. So fee will apply to standard size product with consistently low inventory relative to the customer demand. Right. So you only charge the low inventory level fee when both the long-term historical data of supply in the last 30 days and the short-term historical data of supply last 30 days are below 28 days. Right. So for example, if a product's short-term historical day of supply is above 28 days, but the long-term historical day of supply is below 28 days, the low inventory level fee won't apply. Right, this is just an example as well. Right. So again, this will be effective on the April 1st. Right, so not to worry, it may all sound a bit confusing and too much, but it will all be available where you can look at it. There will be help and example for you to understand better. So there's another fee that is being reduced for non-peak season month. All right. So off-peak monthly inventory storage. So off-pay is usually from the January to September. It will be reduced by 0.09 cents per cubic foot for standard size products. Right. So this one will come in effect on April 1st this year. Right. So the monthly storage fee for non-standard size product will not change. All right. This is just to give you a table guide. All right. You don't have to zoom in too much. Right, it will be available in the Seller Central help as well. But just so you know, it will be effective by April 1st this year. Right, so this is just showing during the peak period, the fees during the October to December. Right, before and after. All right, the left table is before the change, and the right table is what happened after the change on April 1st. Okay, so for this one is regarding age inventory, right? So the age inventory surcharge for your inventory stored between 271 to 365 days will increase starting from February 15, right? Right. So whenever possible, try not to store your products inventory too long. You can run promotion, etc., to um, clear your products, right? So that you won't incur all this unnecessary age inventory fee. Sorry. Okay. The other one is the delivery fee changes. The FBA fulfillment fee is reduced for standard size and large bulky product. So there will be changes to the size tier. All right. So the fulfillment by Amazon fee for standard size product are reduced by 20 cents per unit. Right. And then for the oversized product is reduced by 61 cents per unit. All right. So this does not include the apparel category, huh? So this will be in effective on April 15 this year. Okay, so the low price FBA fee I think I mentioned earlier already, so this is just a recap. So the product price under $10 will automatically receive the low price FBA rates with the same delivery speed as the standard FBA, right? And then they will continue to receive additional 77 fee reduction per unit. All right, so something new for this, if you are eligible, this is the product packaging program, right? So you will get discounted fulfillment fee ranging from 4 cents to $1.32 depending on the size and item weight for products eligible for the ship in product packaging program. All right. So this program, if you're aware of, is basically something you can you can ship your product using your own product packaging, right, without those Amazon box. That's provided your product is eligible. Yeah. And if you're using that, you will get discounted fee. Yeah. All right. Again, this is similar to the previous one. Right. So, yep. Again, this SIPP is formally is called the SIOC. All right. Formally, it is known as ship in own container. Right, so this offer fulfillment by Amazon seller, FBA seller, the opportunity to test and qualify products to ship to customer in their own custom brand packaging without any Amazon added material. Right, so for sellers, right, this allows you to provide a better customer experience. You can minimize the packaging material used for delivery while also reducing the cost associated with fulfillment and potentially lowering the carbon footprint of outbound shipment. All right, so I think starting 5th, I think already started. You can actually enroll through Seller Central. right? This to all sellers who use FBA to sell into US, Canada, etc. Right. Okay, so the return rate fee. All right. So for this, right, Amazon will also expand its return processing fee to apply to product with high return rate across all category except apparel and shoes. Okay, the return handling fee will only apply to product with the highest return rate compared to the other product in the same category. All right, just to zoom in for you. All right. So the difference. All right, this one will start on the 1st of June this year. Okay, so to help you understand all the fee thing, I have a table here. You can quickly glance through, what are the effective dates for the different fee updates or policy, and then what are the changes, whether is it being increased, decreased, or something new, right? And then what are the details of the changes. Okay, all right. So I hope that gives you an understanding of the change, but if not, it's fine. All right, it's the first time that you gone through this, is normal. Right, but don't worry, all those guides are also available online regarding the updates, and then there will be more examples as well coming up. Okay, I saw some questions ready. Thank you. Well, now before we go into the Q&A, just want to share, if you want to read up more in details, you can scan this QR code. This is the latest updates, all right, what I share over here today regarding all the fees, right? You can download this, all right, and read. This is the latest guide developed by the Seller University team. All right, so I'll leave it here a few seconds. All right, so inside they will talk about the monthly inventory storage fee, the storage utilization surcharges, each inventory surcharge, everything with examples, use cases, etc. for you to look into more details. Okay, now these are the questions I got from the registration process that you all went through. I'll just go through one by one now. So if you have more questions or your question is not here, please let me know in the question box, okay? Okay, the first one, question one, what is the alternative for drop shipping? I think you might want to provide more context. I would say that alternative for drop shipping, you know, it depends, right? You can ship it yourself, or you can use FBA if that's what you mean, because usually drop shipping itself, it's considered an alternative. Yep. So unless you have more context, I would say that there are different ways you can fulfill your item, right? Drop shipping means that you don't actually hold the products inventory on hand. If somebody buys from you, and then you will either order it from your supplier to ship directly to your customers, right? That's a typical drop shopping or drop shipping, I guess you meant, model. Okay. Selling growth, question two. So I'm not sure, is there any specific things regarding selling growth? All right, but if I want to, make some assumption, you might be referring to how to grow your sales. So a lot of different ways, right? You can optimize your listing, make sure your graphics, your product details are looking good, optimize your description, your bullet points, etc. Using A+ content, set up a intuitive listing that will entice your user to understand your product more, because they could not touch your product, right? So you want to describe the product as accurate as possible. Or you can also run Amazon ads, or you can run your offline promotion as well. A lot of way that you can grow it, right? Question 3, if I should have a dollar bank account, all right, I would think this, you're probably asking US dollar. So yes, if you need to, which everybody will need to, you have to put a deposit account inside your Seller Central account. So that account, you need to ensure that you can receive foreign currency, US dollars, right? Make sure that the account accepts US currency, then that should be fine. All right, then, yep. All right, question 4. Good new concept sales, Amazon 2024. So again, not quite sure what you meant, but if you are here, let me know. All right, so just so everybody know, this portion is, I literally just copy and paste what the registrant actually put it in. All right, so if you provide more context, we can give a better response. Right, but if it's too short, if you are here, feel free to add on. If not, yeah, I would try to assume, but certain questions I can't really tell what exactly it's about. Okay. Right now, I'm going to move on to the live question that I seen over here. Huh? Right. Meanwhile, just take a look. Our upcoming webinars are here. Okay, then I will look at the question one by one. Okay. All right, I will just type it here so that you all can see the question that's being asked, right? Okay, the first question is something like a deodorant stick considered as meltable? Okay, this one I'm not quite sure. All right, so you might need to check on the category. All right, because I think there's many different types of deodorant stick or something. But in general, yep. Most of the meltable items that I know are usually those, you have to consume like chocolate or some gel like items. Right, for this stick, right, yeah, I can't tell. All right, but there is a product type check kind of in Seller Central. You can try to put it there that what you're selling, whether or not is it meltable. Right, but based on the word, I don't think deodorant stick is meltable unless you know that it is really meltable. All right. Okay, what is IPI? Okay, I can show you actually. Let me do a screen share. Okay. Okay, I just share my browser. Say okay, this is the Seller Central. Okay, what is IPI, right? Okay, IPI. Okay, once you're in Seller Central, you go to inventory. All right, you go to the FBA. I think I go to dashboard. All right, over here. Okay, this is the inventory performance. All right, so IPI is inventory performance index. All right. All right, so this is IPI. So there is scoring. Okay, let me shift away the question. I cannot see the screen. Okay. All right. So yeah, there will be scoring based on your historical performance. All right. So that will determine how much inventory that you can ship into the FBA fulfillment center. All right. So you can see over here, this is what I was talking about. Your total capacity limit, meaning that how much product you can send into the FBA fulfillment center. All right. All right, so this one, it gives you an estimate. Okay, based on 0.85 cubic feet, right, it can go up to 1,804 units. Okay, Now, most of the new seller wouldn't have much issue. I would assume that you probably, as a new seller just starting out, you're not going to ship like 2,000, 3,000, units in, because if you're new, most likely you are going to try it out first, and then you likely will not be investing so much. As with all business owner that would think through thoroughly. All right. So most new seller wouldn't, hit this limit at the very start. All right. Right, so yeah, you can play around, right? They'll tell you what is all this IPI about. All right. Okay, that's showing here. Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm not sure if you can see. Yeah. So this is the Seller Central help I was telling you. You can easily find if you need certain help like IPI score, measure how efficient and productive you are in managing your FBA inventory. Right, there's many factors that will affect your IPI score, right? Such as your listing issues, your storage duration, etc. All right. Okay, let me see. Okay, the other one, what do you mean by historical day? Okay, I'm gonna answer this question. Historical days, I think you are referring to one of the fees. So basically it just means they will go by the past, I believe I talked about just now was like past 28 days. Yeah, that meant the historical days, yeah. Past X number of days, yeah. Okay, the other one is, may we have a copy of the presentation? So unfortunately, I won't be able to share the presentation slide itself, but you can always refer back to the recording. So the recording will be exactly what you've seen, right? So yeah, I won't be able to share the file itself, but you can rewatch the recordings, right? Okay, let me see what other questions. All right. Okay, so how many fees or inventory fee, referral fee, any other fee? All right. I would say the fixed fee you probably have will be the monthly professional selling account fee is $39.99 USD, right? And then for every item you're gonna fulfill by FBA, there'll be the um, referral fee, which is essentially the fee for the fee that Amazon will get for the different category. All right, it can range from, I believe, like 6 to 15%, depending on what product category you're selling. Right, that is the referral fee, or in what we call like commissions, referral fee. All right, and then there is a fulfillment fee, the fee for using FBA. All right, you're going to fulfill by FBA, then there will be the fulfillment fee. Right, so any other fees, that depends. All right, it depends what other fees you're referring to. If you need labeling, all that, yes, it's optional fee. All right, so you definitely need to label your products that you're going to send in. So it's either you get Amazon to label for you, or you can send it to your supplier, they can label it for you. So those could be the additional fee. And then of course there are the logistic fees that you need to incur by sending your products. All right. So a lot of other optional fees. All right. If you need to get a designer design your listing, and then if you planning to do your trademark, you also need additional fee to get your trademark, etc. Okay, the other question is, can we ship from Philippines to US? I did not see PH on the country listed. Yes, you can ship from Philippines to the US. So the country show that it's not the country where you can ship to. The country is the country that you can use FBA on. All right. So yeah, I believe because there isn't a like a local Amazon in Philippines. That's why. All right. So the country that I show is just to show you that by using FBA, you can sell your product to those countries. right? It doesn't mean that you can't ship from Philippines. You can definitely ship from Philippines to the US fulfillment center. All right. So the next question, how can we have our own packaging approved? Okay, not sure what exactly you mean by own packaging approved. Are you referring to the SI PP program, or you're referring to your own um, way to package? So that one, there is a guide online. There's some short video as well to show you how you can pack your product in a proper manner. Right, so long you follow through the guide, you should not have any issues. Right, make sure that you have the necessary packaging. All right, there are some, I would say some packaging you're not supposed to use, etc. Just make sure you don't use that. So I have another session regarding FBA packaging. So yeah, you can watch that, or I think the upcoming one I may have those session as well. Okay, payment for the fees can be charged to my credit card. So yes, yes. So during the sign up, you will need to put in your credit card as the valid credit card on the Seller Central. All right. So there are two different. So the one that you'll be charged, for the monthly account fees, for all the sales, refer fee, etc. Yep, that is you can use your own credit card. All right. And then the other account that you need is the one that can accept payment from Amazon. Let's say if you receive your sales revenue profit, that account that Amazon will bank in the money, that is the deposit account. Okay, so this is relevant. I think this is relevant to what I was sharing regarding this question. For every sale we make via Amazon, Amazon will credit it to our local bank account. So we need to have a dollar account in a Philippine bank, and Amazon will deposit it there, or do we need a US bank account? Okay, as far as I'm aware, you don't really need a US itself kind of bank account. So long your bank account can accept US currency, that's fine, right? Because I myself have an account. My account is not a US bank account. My account is a Singapore bank account, and I can receive the deposit, the money from Amazon. So no issue. All right. Okay, SIPP. So thanks for following up that. Yep, the SIPP program is, I think it's recently open, where you can search for it in your Seller Central account. Right, again, there will be some eligibility that you will need to follow through. So if you're eligible, then you will be able to save some costs in terms of fulfillment, because you're using your own packaging. All right. Right, so that one I wouldn't be able to advise, because it depends on what you're selling. Right, so maybe after that I will go and get I do have the website. I can get it, and then I'll share it with all of you after the session, or or in the my Telegram broadcast channel or something. I will share that. All right. Okay, let me see if I can find the SIPP here already or not. Okay, maybe it's not called this. Oh, okay. Okay, my account cannot find it, but then I will show it to you. Okay, let me see if we have some more time. All right, so let me see. Right, since we have some more time, I'm going to show you the FBA revenue calculator. Okay, so you can go to FBA revenue calculator. Okay. All right, and then just go to the revenue calculator. Okay, so this is how the calculator gonna look like. Okay, so make sure you select the right store. Right, so for easy use, if you know what exactly you're selling, the units of measurement, etc., you can put it here. All right. All right, this is you can do estimation in bulk. All right, so for easier way to use, once you get yourself familiarized, you can use any other method, right? So usually I will just search for the item that I want to sell or my competitor item, right? Example like very common example, right? Water bottle or something. All right, so they will give you some recommendations. Okay, if you think that this is the product, right? Okay, let me see, what is this? Right, you can see, I don't know why this one is a weird thing, right? But you can search for other item. Let me try search for another product. Okay, let me try maybe I don't know, umbrella. Okay, then you can see a lot of umbrella. So maybe you think that you want to sell a similar umbrella or something like that. Right, let me select this. All right. So this gives you an idea. Okay, this is the product. All right, then this will pre-fill most of the things for you. You can make your changes. Right, let's say if you think your product is you want to price it higher, like I don't know, 25 or something, right? And then you can mouse over, right? The fee will change. If you click on here, it will tell you the referral fee and how they actually calculate it, right? So they based on the category. Now again, category may or may not be correct depending on the products, but this is what they capture from the product that you select as an example, right? So this category has a 15% of the referral fee. Okay, right, then you can see the fulfillment cost, right? So there are other optional add-on. If you don't use it, you just leave it empty, right? And again, you can click here on the fulfillment cost as well, on how it's been calculated, right? Depending on the dimension, right? Which product size here, right? The shipping weight and the unique weight, right? You give you an estimate, okay, on the shipping. Sorry, yeah, if you click on any of the hyperlink, you will just go to the help. Let me just try again for you. Click on the wrong button. Okay, what did I choose? This one? Okay. Okay, example, I put 25. Okay, then you can see the storage cost. Alright, this is cost per unit, 1 unit. Then if you're gonna put in more, you can put in more, and then your estimate monthly units sold. Right, because the fees will be based on the daily storage, right? So you can estimate how fast you can clear your inventory. Right, of course, the more the better. You will incur less inventory storage fee. When I select the time period, right, October to December is more expensive compared to January to September. Right, so yep. So every exclamation mark, if you hover over, right, you can see how they are calculating the fee. So it's very transparent, right, etc. So these are the other miscellaneous costs that you think you might incur, right? So this is for fulfillment by Amazon, and then the other column here is your own fulfillment. Let's say if you have your own logistic partner that can help you fulfill, right, you can do so, right? Just put in all the right fees that you're aware of, right? Assuming you're selling at the same price, right? You definitely might incur some shipping charges, right? That kind of stuff. Okay. Now again, I may not know what are the exact fees that's going to be applicable for you. Okay. All right. All right. So assuming you have to put everything, what's your fulfillment cost, etc. What's your monthly fee? All right, everything. All right. So at the end of the table, they will show you what's your net profit and what's your net margin. All right. This is assuming you put in the numbers as accurate as possible with the buffer. All right, so you can play around. There's a lot of factors you can, variables that you can play around to get a sense of it, right? So usually, I would advise, just start with just start with a one, all right? Just compare as per one unit, give you a better understanding. The number wouldn't go like, few 100,000 or whatever, right? So it's easier for you to get yourself familiarized with how the fees kind of work, and then slowly you can, use the calculator more efficiently to get a better estimation. Yeah. Right. So earlier on, you see, I've shown you, all these dimensions. So different dimension, they might appear or fall into different pricing tier. So this is where, if you want to get an even more accurate one, you will need to have all these details ready. Right. And then the different product category. All right. Okay. Let me see. I saw a question. Okay. Let me go back to the PowerPoint slides first. Okay, let me type it here. So the question is, if we have our own packaging, should we send the item from Philippines in that form, or we can have Amazon pack the arrived product in our own packaging? Okay, so yeah, you will have to send your package your own packaging, right? So Amazon doesn't help you with your own custom packaging at all, right? So what they do is they will use the packaging you send in, assuming it's in the right approved way of packaging, and then they'll put it in, either the Amazon box. Now, if you bought something from Amazon, you probably know that if you bought a few other items in a single box, different items may be put into the same box. All right, so your own packaging has to be packaged the right way, right? So Amazon doesn't help you to pack into your own packaging. There's no such services as far as I'm aware. They do provide some form like labeling, etc. Like, let me show you. Let me go back to the. Let me go back to the website again. Okay, so here. So what service that the Amazon Fulfillment Center provide, you can see it's actually under here, right? The service add-on, right? These are the basic one like OPEC, bagging, taping, labeling, bubble wrap, all this, right? So they only do this typical optional service add-on, right? So your own packaging, they are not going to help you pack into your own. Maybe you have your own branded packaging that you want to. They are not going to do that. Yeah. Okay, let me go back to. Okay. Okay, the other question. Yes, so if you are referring to the example I shown earlier on, yes, the fulfillment cost is per piece, correct? That's right. Yep. So it could be due to the certain product category and also the dimension, right? The fee may vary depend on the product category, the dimension, the size tier, etc. I didn't miss out any question. If I do, please let me know now. Let me double check. All right. I think I answered the question already. All right, I don't see any question. If you're typing a long question, you might want to press enter now. If not, I will be ending the webinar shortly. So as a takeaway, make sure that go and try out the FBA revenue calculator after this. All right, just search for it. You don't need an account and you can access it. So play around with the different pricing. You can get a sense of whether or not it makes sense to sell certain items, and then whether or not, if you compare to your own shipping options, is it more cost effective compared to using FBA to ship a product? All right. All right, I saw the last question. So yes, all the webinars are recorded. All right, and then I will share it in our official Amazon Global Selling Southeast Asia YouTube channel. So you can find the link inside this QR code. All right, so this is the QR code that have a dedicated page that I share a list of resources, and one of it is where the playback playlist is located. All right, so do go on to the QR code, and then in one of the links there is the playback link. All right, bookmark that page. All right, so I'll be sharing updates on that seller education um, Telegram broadcast channel as well to easily share with all the sellers. All right. So I guess that's all for today. Thanks for sharing your time with me. My name is Shilan. Once again, I will see you on the next webinar next week on 13 regarding listing essentials. So do sign up if you have not signed up yet. I will be doing a demonstration on how to create a listing in Seller Central. All right, so that's all I have. Enjoy the rest of the day. Goodbye, and I'll see you again. Bye.